as a gift, Lord, this year, and we're going to be giving to one another as well. So we want to continue to do that. But today I want to look at Luke chapter 2, and we're going to be talking about bread in the house of bread. Bread in the house of bread. What I want to do, and I'm not sure how I'm going to follow this the next couple of weeks, but I want to look at different names within the nativity story and kind of focus in on that name and talk about it. And if you have your Bible in Luke chapter 2, starting in verse 4, we're just going to read a couple of verses. It says, "So Joseph went up from the town of Nazareth to Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. And while they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in clothes and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them in the inn." So we all probably know that story. What I want to focus on today is where Jesus was born. A little town called Bethlehem. It's right outside of Jerusalem, just a little bit south of Jerusalem, I guess about 5 miles. And we want to talk about Bethlehem, which is, as we see here in Luke chapter 2, the city of David. Now, why was Bethlehem called the city of David? Well, because David was the great 39 times great grandfather of Jesus. So Jesus was of the lineage of King David, and David himself was born in Bethlehem. And of course, Jesus is going to be born in Bethlehem. And it's prophesied, we'll read that in a moment, that he would be born in the little town of Bethlehem. How many know the Christmas carol that we sing? "Oh, little town of Bethlehem, that's all I really know. How sweet never mind. Okay, so maybe we'll sing that next week. I should have had the praise team do Old Town of Bethlehem. But Bethlehem was a small town. There's really not a whole lot there, but it is a fertile town. It has a lot of growth of crops, of olive trees, and it's a fertile valley. David was born there, and so the fields of David, when David was out tending his sheep, before he was called to be king and before he ever went to face Goliath, he would be sent out to the fields to look after the sheep of his father. And over there he would look, and that was right outside of Bethlehem. Even throughout history, Bethlehem is a great fertile area. And this is why Mary and Joseph had to go to Bethlehem, because they had to register in the town that their line, their ancestry was from. They had to register to pay their taxes. And Bethlehem is also, as we know, the place where Jesus is going to be born. It is prophesied that he will be born there. In Micah chapter 5, verse 2, like 600 to 700 years before Jesus was ever born, I'll read it to you. It says, "But you, Bethlehem Ephratah, though you are small amongst the clan of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be the ruler over Israel, whose origins are from old, from ancient times.